Welcome to the Full-Thrive Freelancer YouTube channel. If you love to find clients that you like and do work that you love, you are in the right place. You know, oftentimes we're talking about working with our ideal client, and it's really important that you understand what your ideal client looks like. But they don't always show up as the ideal client at first. And in this video you're about to see, I'm going to talk to you about the difference between perfect clients, real clients, and how to turn them into your ideal client. Get ready, it's coming up.
Have you ever thought about that? Have you ever thought that you have the power or control to do that? Have you ever thought that you could influence it? What if you could do that? How many more potential clients could you have if you could work with some of these real clients that may not be ideal and actually shift them into ideal? Sound good? Is this interesting? You're like, I never thought about this. I'm going to give you some ways for you to be able to do that. You're still going to need to sift a little. You still need to be a little picky. You're still going to need to know what's important to you. But I want to open up the field way bigger, so much wider for you in terms of who you think could be a client because of what you bring to the table and your process, not because of what they want. Really big difference. All right, so it starts here. And before you roll your eyes and thought I was going to give you 3 secret tips to Upwork, I really need you to buy into this because it really is the foundation of it. The ideal client is your responsibility. It starts with you. It's up to you. And there's so many ways that you can actually transition and shift somebody even into being the ideal client. All right, so the first one, there is no such thing as a perfect client. Stop looking for them. Stop scanning Upwork. Stop rolling through. Stop dismissing people. Stop just going, nope, 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 nope. So that's the first thing. No such thing as a perfect client. I need you to lower your expectations for clients. And I hope this gives you relief. I hope this helps you go, great. Because I'll pick on Kevin for a minute. He's a certified StoryBrand guide. He paid a bunch of money to have a badge to say he's important as a StoryBrand guide, okay? I did too, so I'm not picking on you. I did the same thing, right? And I look on Upwork and I was like, that's too low and they don't understand. And all of a sudden it's like my expectations of what I thought would be out there or the kind of work I would do, I'm like, I get so disappointed and frustrated. I hear you guys on the Facebook group all the time complaining about clients that don't pay as much, insulting, all the things, okay? I'm sitting over here continuing to build an empire on Upwork. So it works for some people, but not for others. It's up here, it's up here, it's up here. So if you lower your expectations a little bit or a lot in terms of what that initial client could look like, you are going to open up the field much more and you're going to stop getting so frustrated. Okay? So lower your expectations a little bit, but raise the importance or the priority of your process. I'm going to talk about this a lot more in a minute. When you have confidence in your process, it is going to turn. It's like a funnel or a machine where you put it in the top like a sausage machine, and when you grind it and you come out the bottom, it's amazing sausage. You don't want to know all the garbage that went in at the top, but what comes out is something that's really awesome, right? Okay, so I'm going to help you with that. So raise the importance of your process. Give the benefit of the doubt. My first year, I showed up to most discovery calls with a chip on my shoulder. I was like, it's a waste of my time. They're not going to pay what I'm like, right? They turned out to be some of the most amazing people. They were clueless, most of them. They were kind. They somehow were this how do I put this? They were like a faceless name avatar on Upwork until I got on a discovery call and I was like, you're a human being too. Now we're 2 humans talking instead of sending messages and applying, right? It's very cold, the whole Upwork thing, up until you get on a discovery call with somebody and then you're like, I want to work with you, or you are real, or that exterior where they're like telling you, I need all these things, they get on the call. And I don't know about you, I've had so many people like cry on discovery calls and just like let it all out. They are human beings. And so give them the benefit of the doubt. I know it might feel like you're wasting your time, but I have found that over and over again, I have been really surprised. And in that sense, the same thing, I guess, having empathy for the client is similar to having the benefit of the doubt. When you start looking at Upwork a little bit differently with more humanity, and understand that they're struggling just as much as you are to make a good connection, like they're sifting through a bunch of garbage in terms of freelancers, just as much as you're sifting through a bunch of, I'll call them garbage or unideal clients, okay? So everybody's frustrated on that platform, so have some empathy. Be kind and be patient. So I just want you to know that it's that mindset that goes, nobody's out to get me. Nobody's trying to run me into the ground with my pricing. No one's trying to take advantage of me. Like, yeah, there's a few of them, but I want you to know, again, there are some of the most amazing human beings, business owners, entrepreneurs, innovators out there, particularly on Upwork. It gets such a bad rap. Guys, I have clients that are friends that have invited me to their wedding. Like I have met in real life. I have given a big hug. They have been repeat clients off of Upwork. So you can find amazing people and ideal clients. So here's the big secret. This is how you turn a real client into the ideal client. And it starts with you. And I'm going to cover these three points pretty quickly, and then I'll open it up for Q&A. By creating the right funnel or the sales funnel for them to go through, making sure your message is clear and consistent, and that you have a process that will put them through the sausage machine of turning them from potential clients into ideal clients. Got it? So these three are the components I think that help. Are there more? Absolutely. And each one of these has all the little tiny bits that go in it. Part of that's in my course, as you guys know. Part of it's in courses I haven't even created yet. Like there's so much detail. But I just want you to think on a really high level, and I want you to say, man, if I could take one thing away from what Lisa's telling me today, which of these, if not more than one, could I go and look at and tweak and see if I can shift this along with my inside mindset? What are some practical things I can shift? So really what I want you to do is I want you to begin with the end in mind. One of the reasons why you can't find your perfect client is because you don't have you cannot communicate what a great or a perfect project looks like. So no wonder you can't find an ideal client, because you're like, I do all these things, and you just hope that the right person comes to you and picks the right service and it all lines up. You have some control over this. So what does your perfect project look like? Like, what do you love to do? What is your ideal thing that lights you up? If you could do it all day long and get paid for it, you would be happy. Give yourself the permission to be able to ask that question. How long do projects take? Like, you know, is it a whole year-long commitment together? Is it 2 weeks? Is it 1 hour? Like, what is the ideal or the perfect project look like? How much does it cost you to do it? How much is it worth to somebody else? That is your profit margin, right? Meaning, like, if it only takes me 2 hours to do something, somebody else thinks it's going to take me 10 hours and I can charge for that because that's the value they're going to get. Man, I've got something here I can work with because it doesn't take me very long, but they think it's really valuable. So how much is it worth? How much effort am I going to need to put in, and how much am I going to need from them? So these are just some questions when you think about what your projects are. Like, what are the final deliverables? Too many people get on a platform and literally like hang out their shingle, put up their profile picture, make a long menu list of all the things they do, and just hope people come. They hope people come and pick them. They're like, I'm here. If you need anything, like, just let me know. Like, I can do it, right? And you end up being like one in a sea of so many of other people that are doing that. When you stand out, again, I'm jumping ahead, by saying, hey, I have a process. This is what I'm really good at. This is what we do for clients. And you can like walk them through it. Now you're going to stand out. All right, let me get to it. So one of the things I want you to do after the coaching call is I want you to review every step of your customer's journey or your potential client's journey. Like, when do they first interact with you? I'll say on Upwork, it's your profile. Might be the very first time. It may be you applying to a job and then they go check out your profile. So if you're applying to jobs, then the first point of contact is your application. I should probably add that in there. I only get invitations these days. We don't really apply to jobs anymore, so I've skipped that. So people are finding me first on profile, but for many people, they have to apply. So it's your first interaction. And then what is your online presence? What if they went and Googled you and stalked you and checked you out? Like, you know, I want you to think about, what are they seeing and what are they thinking about? The communication, meaning your initial response, or if they invite you to something, what do you reply to them? Like, what is your communication like? These are all points of the funnel. So I want you to think about them. What's your discovery call like? What is the script? How do you set it up? Like, what is the feeling they get when they're on the discovery call? Which, by the way, next week at this exact time, I'm doing a whole masterclass on discovery calls. People pay me a lot of money to coach them on discovery calls because that's where the sale is made. So I'm not going to go into a detail here, but you're probably already signed up for next week's class, I hope. Your proposal. So these are all the steps of your customer's journey. I'm not here to tell you about like all the details of them. I'm asking you to write this list down and then go, am I clear? Am I consistent? Is it simple? Like, have I done, like, every point they come in contact with me, does it make sense to them? We assume too much about people. We assume they understand. We assume they've connected the dots. Please don't do that. These are busy business owners who really don't have time to even be interviewing freelancers. I can tell you it's probably the worst thing they have to do. So make everything simple and consistent, which takes me to the next point about your message. So is your message customer focused? Meaning, is your profile customer focused? Are you talking about their problem and not your resume? Nobody cares where you went to university. I can tell you that 100%. If that's on your Upwork, get it off. Nobody cares where you went to university. They probably don't even care if you have a degree. Really, put it down at the bottom. I think there's a little thing that says education. Please do not use your profile description to talk too much about you. Again, I can't go into full detail about this, but this is a story brand technique where we talk about the customer as the hero, not so much about ourselves. This is kind of subjective, but is your message clear? Like, do people understand what you do? So Melanie, when I said, okay, you're a marketing, whatever, I can't remember what you said, specialist, I'm like, I'm not really sure what that means. I mean, I know it can mean a lot of things, but just make, as clear as possible. Have somebody else look at your profile and don't ask, the only question you can ask is, tell me what you think I do. That's a really good test to see if people actually understand what you're doing. Even better, get your fifth grader to do it. Is your message consistent? This one, I tell you, this one, you guys get lazy on. I got lazy on it from my profile to my discovery call to my proposal. I'm like, I kept throwing in new ideas. I'm like, oh, we can do this. And oh, we do this. Like, no. Keep it consistent. They literally need to see it 4 or 5 times for them to go, oh, Lisa is a copywriter who puts words on websites. It's by the time literally they will get off the discovery call and they'll be like, I'm not quite sure what she does still. And then my proposal, it's not true. I'm very clear and consistent now. But in the beginning, I was trying so hard to get people to say yes to me. It was like I kept throwing more and more stuff at them. Like, I can do this and I can do that. And when you do that, you overwhelm people. So just keep it consistent. And like I said, I'm kind of overstating the fact it's simple to understand. Here is another really clear way to make yourself stand out. Be specific to them. Do the work to go try to hunt down anything you can. Anything from that job posting, even if they give you an industry, even if they don't give you their website or what they do or anything like that. Like, if you can hunt that down even a little bit, be super specific. If they've asked for, hey, we need, blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. When you hit a response, geez, cut and paste those words and stick them back in there. Like, don't just cut and paste your normal thing that you send to everybody every time. Don't do it. Some of you are like, oh, I'm busted. And you wonder why you're not getting the ideal client. So the next part is where the magic happens.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. I hope you found that valuable. Hey, if you're looking for more on how to be a full-thrive freelancer, find clients you like, do work that you love on your own schedule, check out our other videos and subscribe below so that you are always notified when the next video drops. Did you know we have a Facebook group called the Full-Thrive Freelancers? If you want to connect with us there, the link is down below. Click that. We'll get you over to the Facebook group. You're going to get to see free masterclasses, live Q&A, and a great community of other freelancers working to thrive.